Hello friends, good morning. Today I am going to talk on SSB and day 1 screening in general. Although there are a number of videos available on specifics, I feel it's equally important to know about it in general by the candidates. There has been a paradigm shift amongst the youth towards opting armed forces as a profession. The mushrooming of entrance and the SSB coaching centers across the nation prove my point. And I strongly feel that if you want a living, join corporate. And if you want a life, join armed forces. Just to give you an example, the NDA entrance examination is conducted twice in a year by the UPSC. And on an average, 4 lakhs candidates appear for the entrance examination. And out of this, only around 6,000 candidates are nominated to undergo the SSB. And finally, about 408 candidates joined the academy. Now you can imagine the ratio between the number of candidates appearing for the entrance and also the number of candidates joining the academy. Today, Indian Army has got a shortage of more than 12,000 officers. But there is no compromise on the quality of selection standard. I have made a couple of videos on the benefits and opportunities in the armed forces. Now all categories of officers joining the armed forces, except the doctors who join the medical corps, need to go through the SSB. Now SSB is a 5-day schedule followed by medical examination, and thereafter the respective headquarters, they make the merit list and instructions are issued to those selected candidates to join the academy. Now in order to regulate the traffic and also to lessen the task of service selection centers, unlike our time, a screening test is held on the first day itself. Only potential candidates are put through and balance 4 days. Now it is seen on an average 70 to 80% candidates, they get screened out on the first day itself. Thereafter the selected ones, they undergo the GTO, the psychology and the interview in the subsequent days, that is from day 2 to 5. On the 5th day, a final conference is held and thereafter the results are announced. Now the selected ones hold on to go through the medical test. Now SSB evaluate the suitability of a candidate for being an officer using a standard protocol evaluation system. Now I have observed that majority of the candidates are not very well conversant with the opportunities and benefits of joining armed forces and also the procedure involved in SSB, thus missing a golden opportunity. After 12th standard, the common trend is to prepare for the medical or the engineering entrance examinations, and others opt for graduation, etc. Now those screened in, they go through the psychologist evaluation and on the day 2 and group test on day 2 and 3 during this, and also during this period the interview is also held on the 2nd or the 3rd day, and the final results are compared on the 5th day. Now the tests include both written as well as practical, and the panel of assessors will be psychologist, group testing officer, GTO and the interviewing officer. There are 13 service selection centers in India, 4 for Army, 4 for Air Force and 5 for Indian Navy. Now the SSB looks for OLQ, that is officer like qualities. There are 15 of them, and they are effective intelligence, reasoning ability, power of expression, social adaptability, cooperation, sense of responsibility, initiative, self-confidence, speed of decision, ability to influence group, liveliness, determination, courage and stamina. So during the screening, all three assessors, they look for these qualities in you. Now let me come on to the day one. On arrival of all the candidates, after settling down, the document verification is done and relevant forms are filled up. Thereafter, they are allotted chest numbers and group them into various syndicates. Now remember, the freshers and the repeaters, they are not mixed up. Now the screening test involves two types of tests. That is OIR followed by PPDT. Now the OIR stands for Officers Intelligence Rating. It is to measure one's IQ, that is intelligent quotient, designed to gauge the reasoning ability and the effective intelligence. It has verbal and non-verbal series in two booklets having about 40 questions of 22 minutes and 17 minutes each. Now the IQ is graded or classified into 1 to 5. 1 is outstanding, followed by excellent, then above average, then average, and 5 is below average. Now to be an officer, one should be amongst 1 to 3 grading. There is no negative marking. Watch is not permitted to carry inside. Now the topics for verbal series are figure, analogies, figure matrix, locating hidden figures, odd one out, classification of data, visualizing pattern, and special ability. Now the non-verbal series include that is completion of series, blood relation, jumbled words, coding and decoding, one word substitution, identification of letters, reconstruction of text. There are a number of books available to practice for OIR. After OIR is over, it is followed by the PPDT, that is picture perception and discussion test. Picture perception and description test. Now if you score OIR rating 1, and you have great chance for recommendation, provided you do reasonably well in PPDT. After OIR, you all shall be sitting in a hall and shall be shown a hazy or a clear picture on a screen for about 30 seconds. Thereafter, you shall be getting 1 minute to write the number of characters, male, female, or person, that is MFP. If you cannot identify the gender, then you write P for person. Their approximate age, the mood, happy or sad. It's marked. You should write it on the space marked on the sheet given. Now you go to circle the character you have first noticed. Could be M, F, or P. On the right hand side, you go to write down the action like helping the poor, saving a child, etc. Thereafter, you get about 4 minutes to write the story. Now, if you can't finish it, then you can do it later after taking permission while narrating a story, but you can't completely change the story. Once you are done, you all, as per your syndicate, comprising about 12 to 15 candidates, will be sitting assembled in a classroom and shall be sitting in a semicircle fashion. Thereafter, each one will get 1 minute to narrate one story. Once the narration starts, the assessors observing you shall not intervene at all. And you also, please, do not look at them. You shall be narrating while sitting down only. Now try to keep your story short, to the point. You shall be observed for your confidence level, your body language, and the quality of the story you have written, and also your overall personality. As soon as the last candidate finishes his narration, then the group discussion starts straight away. The aim of group discussion is to arrive at a common story of the scene you have already observed. Now, if a fish market is created during the group discussion, then the syndicate may be regrouped into 2 subgroups to make group discussion easier. Now, the group discussion will be about 5 to 10 minutes. So, make sure you speak about 2 to 3 times emphasizing valid points and not beating around the bush. Now, the points to remember during the group discussion are: the moment you see the picture, try and correlate any incident in your life so that the story is realistic. Remember, you are the hero of the story. So don't make a fictional story as you will be projecting your personality. It should be a theme-based story on social issues like anti-dowry, women empowerment, social services, helping out someone, etc. Now end the story in a very positive note. No adjective, be brief, precise, and to the point. Now take action to address the issue, that is positive action. Show sense of responsibility. Now you should be able to influence the group. Show liveliness and self-confidence. Now in case of fish market, don't feel that whatever valid points you put across, it will never go unnoticed. So don't worry about fish market. The most important is the communication skills and the ability to influence the group. So I wish you all the best. Practice the OIR thoroughly and thereafter get a cakewalk for the subsequent test. Now please share and subscribe my videos. Jai Hind.